I 26M gave my girlfriend 25M an ultimatum today regarding her silent treatments. We don't get to see each other much these days because the pandemic made me temporarily move back home with my parents, so for the past few months we mainly communicate over text call. She has had this habit ever since we started dating, 5-ish years by now, where when she gets angry she'll either block my number or straight up ignore my attempts to reconcile talk. A bit of important context is I actually broke up with her earlier this year after I caught her in some lies, had suspected her of cheating, and was just overall tired of her constant threats and behavior. After spending some time apart I was hoping she had changed and really began to miss her. I even tried to see why she might have lied and see things from her perspective. Long story short, she contacted me again in July and we have been exclusively talking since, but honestly it feels pretty much just like a relationship. Now for what this actual post is about. Saturday night she told me about some lingerie she wanted to buy and of course my response is asking when I'd be able to see it. Immediately her response was that I only want her for her body and her mood went 180. What she said is completely false and I love her a whole lot more than just any physical intimacy. If anything, lately she's been sending me really sexual things without me asking. Anyway, as a result I didn't hear from her at all on Sunday despite me texting her that it's a minor misunderstanding. I call her this morning and she tells me her usual, "I don't care about you," and "I'm going to block you" threats. I finally told her today that this is classic abusive and manipulative behavior and if she does it again I'm not going to go chasing after her like I always do. She got even more angry, saying things like, "What did you just say? How do you even dare to say that?" And that I'm getting too comfortable in the talking stage. She topped it off by saying, "Okay, I'm going to block you now," and she did. I feel kind of bad now and am wondering if I was insensitive, too harsh. I felt a similar feeling of relief that I did earlier in the year knowing that I stood up for myself, but I know afterwards what quickly followed was heavily missing her and regret. What do you all think? Edit. Some people are suggesting that she might be using me as a fallback option, but I don't think this is the case. She has big plans for both of us and when things are going well she talks to me 24/7. More telling is that she does the same kind of thing to her family. When she's angry at them she doesn't acknowledge them, sometimes for days on end. Another edit. This isn't anything new. When it's happened in the past she will have me blocked so that I have no way of contacting her, then she will use her social medias to send cryptic messages that are obviously intended for me. For example, she will change her username to something like, "Call me." I finally told her today that this is classic abusive and manipulative behavior and if she does it again I'm not going to go chasing after her like I always do. And #X200B. Now it is time for you to put up or shut up. Let's see if you can stick to your word. She's toxic to you, my dude. She obviously has some issues she needs to work out. Not your responsibility to do that for her or tolerate this childish and toxic behavior. Do yourself a favor. Dump her and move on. This is coming from a woman. Run far, far away. There is nothing redeemable about her at all. I don't care if she sucks like $1,000 vacuum cleaner. There's so many red flags here. You are 100% right that it is manipulative and a way to control you emotionally, and her response says that she is aware of that but is mad at you for calling her on her bullshit. This relationship has become toxic, needs to end, and needs to stay ended. When she reaches out to you again, tell her that you are done with this shit and to never contact you again. Then you block her and keep her blocked. She's emotionally abusive. Block her back and never undo it, dude. I hate giving advice that can end a relationship, truly. But when you put your foot down and grabbed your balls, I was damn proud of ya, haha. IDK man, in plain sight, you called it as you saw it. She is being abusive and manipulative. Super easy to see. It's gonna be hard, man, but she seem ridiculous and as toxic as they come. I think it would be 100% worth ending things. Like I said, I hate giving advice that will make this much of an impact, but I think it's worth learning from this experience that you shouldn't have to deal with this treatment in a relationship. Op. You're 26 years old, man. Stop acting like a child and ghost this idiot. She thinks you're a fool because she can twist you around for her amusement. Anyone who is in a relationship and blocks their partner on their phone doesn't care or love their partner. It also usually means they have someone else to fall back on and they don't give a shit. Just let it be and block her too. Rise above king. What do you all think? That you are in an abusive relationship and are struggling to get out. Do it, she doesn't deserve your sympathy. Friend, this would be comical except that it is hurting you. It is painfully obvious to everyone but you that she is toxic, manipulative, and probably cheating on you. This is middle school behavior, and as an adult, you should immediately dump anyone who treats you this way, because they are either too emotionally immature for a real relationship or just screwing with you for their own amusement. Some time apart and some therapy might help you understand why you are clinging to this absurdly bad relationship. I dated a woman who did this kind of thing. Would hang up on me or throw out things in chat like, maybe we should stop seeing each other. It wasn't too hard see it for the manipulation it was. Your girlfriend does this to be controlling, to make you chase her and seek forgiveness. This will never end. Next time she blocks you, take advantage of the time apart. She's counting on you caving and missing her. How much will you regret it if you keep going through this unhealthy cycle? What the fuck? Dump this girl. She's being a manipulative asshole. Get out. This is not a relationship. It's a prison. Dump her. And don't look back. Seriously, I know it will be hard, but Jesus Christ, this is not worth a goddamn. It's a big world. There are non-garbage people out there. Sorry for the language. That's the most high school shit I've ever heard. Your mistake was taking her back in the first place. Block her and rest easy knowing that the crazy is no longer part of your life. She enjoys the power struggle. This sounds really exhausting. Why don't you just let her go? She is just too much work. Are you in high school? You need to stick to one decision. Pick a side. Do you want to get manipulated like this throughout the relationship, or leave her to save your sanity? When you tell her you will break up with her after her antics, you should follow through. She needs to mend her communication skills, but if she's not willing to change, then you need to decide for yourself on what you want to do next. If you want to know why she may be acting this way, read up on borderline personality disorder. People who have it can be very charming and lovable, but their brain splits things very black and white. She loves you 1 second then hates you the next. You are a loving respectful partner 1 second then in a flash you are an asshole just using her for her body. End this. She is not mature enough for an adult relationships. She is playing manipulative games. You have your ultimatum. She failed it on her responses. Now follow through. Run. 8 billion people out there. Why stay in a relationship with a selfish, aggy freak who controls and manipulates you? Have some self-respect. You deserve better. She is incapable of loving you. You need to realize that making long-term plans with someone who deals with conflict like this is a very bad idea. Imagine the big questions of life: finances, real estate, children. For perspective, if you want children someday, know that she will give her children the same silent treatment as a discipline, and your kids will grow up with a mom who they think only conditionally loves them. Time to move on. She's toxic and immature. My God, man. This is manipulative and emotionally abusive behavior and you are regretting calling her out on it? I made the mistake of marrying someone like this and it wrecked my life. Do yourself a favor and drop this one. Please block her back. Pretty please. Time to leave buddy. She sounds toxic. Sounds like she has to work on herself. It's not fair the way she is treating you. Sounds like there are always mind games with her. She knows you love her and she gets a rise out of doing these things to you. This is not how a healthy relationship is. Congratulations, you played yourself. DJ Khaled. Your girlfriend reminds me of a childhood friend of mine. Every time she argued with her then BF, she used to make her luggage, go to her parents' home and block him. He had to buy flowers and beg her. After some years, the guy got fed up of this humiliating routine and broke up with her. She still cannot understand why. Saturday night she told me about some lingerie she wanted to buy and of course my response is asking when I'd be able to see it. Immediately her response was that I only want her for her body and her mood went 180. Bro, This is textbook manipulation reversal. Get accused, turn it around on the other person so you avoid being the target. Combine this with the fact that you said she has a history of lying and you suspected her of cheating? Sounds like you're getting played. I could see this being a rare or one-off thing from someone who isn't coping well due to anxiety, but this sounds like it's the basis of the relationship and you are just not in a good place. I'd get out. Block her. You shouldn't be in a relationship with someone who tells you they don't care about you. Especially when you are 100% aware that this is manipulative and abusive behavior. What is the question here? Should you date an emotional abuser? Because no, please do not do that. Don't even talk to her again. Make her confront her own behavior. Why date someone who blocks you in response to conflict? Sorry my friend, but you are her plan B. She just gets off on treating you like shit. Block, dump and stay strong about it. You absolutely do not need this. Please just block her and find someone who'd be a better partner. She's wasting your time. If someone I was in a relationship in, blocked me, from communication, the next chat we have would entirely be around our breakup. Picking up my shit from their place, etc. Is the dating scene really so bad that this is acceptable to someone? Bro, have you ever had a dog? Dog begs at the table, maybe steals some scraps. Do you rub his belly and toss him some fries? Or do you ignore his attempts and maybe put him in his crate for good measure? You say no begging. And let him have some food. He quickly learns that words have no meaning and that all he has to do is beg, maybe put his paws up on the table and you'll cave and give him some food. So when your girl puts her paws up on the table, so to speak, you don't reward that behavior. You shut it down. I would absolutely not message her, call her, nothing until she calls you with an apology. If she calls and starts giving you shit, just interrupt and be like, wait, what? You're not calling to apologize for your behavior? Okay, I'm busy, bye, talk later. Dude, you're fucking retarded. Why would you get back with her? Do you honestly think she completely changed over the last couple months? Do you still think she's changed after seeing her do the exact same shit again? Why do people do this to themselves? Where is your fucking self-respect? If you don't have the balls to leave her, then you deserve to be miserable with her. Fucking idiot. You are absolutely correct in that she does have big plans for both of you. Okay, personal story and advice. I was like this with my boyfriend when we started dating. Except when it'd do this, he would literally not give two shits. He could care less if I blocked him or whatnot. I thought he didn't care. This made me angrier. So I'd unblock him and go around it again until the fight happened again. He just kept ignoring me. And it kept making me mad. Then wanting to apologize. I realized it wasn't working. So I changed my behavior. I stopped doing this and actually tried and learned to talk things out. I've now fully outed of this really toxic habit. It's an option if you want to try. Though if I were my boyfriend at the time I would have left me too. But if you care for her too much, maybe she will realize and change when she realizes it doesn't work on you. Dude, you are too old for these mind games. Time to give up on this relationship and move on to someone who isn't manipulative and abusive. If you guys were teenagers I could understand this. But she's 25 years old. When, pray tell, do you think she's going to grow up? If this is par for the course, you're probably better off making the block permanent. LMAO bye. I thought you guys would be super young, but nope, you're both in your mid-20s. You're both way too old for this. Move on and find someone who actually treats you with respect. After reading your second edit, all I can think is this is not an adult relationship. Find someone who doesn't play high school mind games to flex her power over you. This isn't love, it's extremely dysfunctional. Block her and be done with it. Man, this sounds like cluster B behavior. BPD, NPD, etc. When a person is stonewalling, it's one of the most abusive ways to manipulate the other. Their silence and blocking you out is meant to hurt you. Just bounce, bro. This is ridiculous. It's like you're dealing with a 5-year-old. You already know what you should do. Not being able to communicate in a decent way at the age of 25, especially as a woman, is a huge red flag and not very likely to change. You deserve better. She'll talk to you only if you follow her rules. Do things her way, don't criticize her, or ask her to change in any way. That's pretty much a one-sided relationship. She'll never keep boundaries. She'll never sit down with you and work out a budget. She'll be impossible to live with because you'll never agree on who should what. Giving the silent treatment is abusive. And you say she does it to her family too. She treats people like they don't exist until they come around to, or return to her way of thinking. Tyrannical and possibly narcissistic as well. It seems like she's not that serious about you. Sorry. Time to move on to someone else.